Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about a blueprint for how we can build something really special here, legendary service, day in and day out. Just like you need a plan to build a solid house, we need a plan to build a truly world-class service organization. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. Okay, let's dive in.
Everything we do, every single decision, every project, every phone call, it all starts right here. This is our North Star. It's the whole reason we're here, right? To improve the financial lives of our members. It's our why.
And how do we actually do that? How do we bring that mission to life? Well, it's through something we all know and talk about, legendary service. It's not just a catchphrase. It's that feeling we create, that trust we build in every single interaction, both with our members and with each other. It's our promise. But here's the big question, isn't it? How do we make sure that legendary isn't just a lucky accident? How do we build it into the very DNA of how we work so that we can deliver it every single time?
Well, the answer is a framework called ITIL. You can think of it as our blueprint, our guide for structuring our work so we can achieve that consistent excellence. It's a set of best practices that are going to help us get more efficient and ultimately deliver better service to everyone. Okay, so before we get too deep into ITIL, let's talk about this term you're going to see. IT Service Management, or ITSM. Now, don't let the acronym intimidate you. All it really means is how we manage our IT services from start to finish, from the first idea all the way through to supporting it every day.
So if ITSM is the what we're doing, ITIL is the how. It's basically a giant library, or maybe a better way to think of it is a master cookbook filled with proven recipes for delivering great service gathered from the best organizations all over the world. Now, what's really important here is that we're using the latest version, ITIL 4, and it's a huge step up. The old way was, kind of rigid and focused only on IT. But ITIL 4 is all about a holistic, business-focused approach, which is a perfect fit for our culture. Just look at that middle row. We're moving from just delivering services to co-creating value. It's not about us just pushing things out. It's about working with our teams and members to create amazing outcomes together. And that really gets to the heart of ITIL 4, this idea of thinking holistically. It teaches us that to provide really great service, whether that's online banking or just the tech support we give each other, we can't just look at the technology by itself. We have to see the whole picture.
So, how do we do that? How do we make sure we are seeing the whole picture? Well, ITIL gives us a fantastic model for this. It tells us to look at every single service through 4 different but interconnected lenses.
Let's break these down real quick. First, organizations and people. Well, that's us. Our teams, our culture, our skills. Then there's information and technology, the software and tools we use. Partners and suppliers. All the key vendors we rely on. And finally, value streams and processes. That's just how the work gets done. Think about a loan application, right? You need the right people, using the right tech, maybe working with partners, all following a smooth process. See? That's the 4 dimensions in action.
Okay, so we've got the 4 dimensions. Those are the things we need to look at. But what about our mindset? How should we be thinking as we do our work? That's where these 7 guiding principles come in. Think of these as the core values that should drive every decision we make.
And here they are. Now, don't worry, we're not going to dissect all 7 of these right now, but they give us this powerful compass for how to act. Let's just zoom in on a few that are absolutely crucial for us. First and foremost, number 1, focus on value. This is our anchor. Before we kick off a project, before we change a process, we have to ask the simple question: how does this create value for our members? How does it help our fellow employees? If we can't answer that, we should probably rethink what we're doing. Next up is start where you are. I love this one because it's just so practical. This isn't about throwing everything out and starting from a blank slate. No way. It's about looking at what we do now, respecting what's already working great, and building from there. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. And of course, collaborate and promote visibility. This should sound really familiar, right? This is already a huge part of our culture. We know legendary service doesn't happen in a silo. It happens when we work together, when we're transparent, and when we share information. That's how we build the trust we need to get things done. Okay, so we've covered dimensions and principles. Now let's tie it all together. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the payoff. How all this thinking actually helps us create real, tangible value for people. So what even is value? It's not some technical checklist. Value is the outcome. It's the feeling of relief a member has when their mobile deposit just works. It's the time you save when a system is easy and intuitive. It's that positive experience that people walk away with. So how do we make that happen over and over again? ITIL gives us a model for this called the service value system. It sounds a little complex, but you can just think of it as the engine of our credit union. It shows how we take an opportunity or a need and turn it into real value. And here's the magic of it for us, internally. By following this blueprint, we create a system that's more structured, predictable, and reliable. That means less chaos, fewer fire drills, and honestly, fewer headaches for all of us. And when our internal world is running like a well-oiled machine, what's the result? We deliver that legendary service, consistently, not by accident, but by design. This is what it's all about. This is how we make a real difference. So I want to leave you with this one question. Thinking back to that principle, start where you are. What's one small practical thing you can do this week? One tiny improvement you can make? One conversation you can start that could improve service for your team or for our members? That's how this whole thing starts. Let's do this.